Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official LOTRO Twitch stream channel. I am your host, Little Redhead. We're just sitting here doing silly tricks on each other while we're waiting here. So, oh, there's spider legs. See, you get to see the whole spider, but if you're mounted, you just get the green effect. Yeah. Oh, hey, I got 2 more things to give you real quick. Haha. So this is how I empty my bags, is I give everything to Affodil. It's a great way to take care of your inventory. Give it to somebody else. So there you go. I got a consume consumable spider legs deed. So we are in the middle of the LOTRO Harvest Festival. Harvest Math, Harvest Festival, Fall Festival. It has like 4 different names because each of the different races at the start of the game, because now there's Bjornings and stuff, but they all have a different name for it. Or maybe Bjornings just use the same as Race of Man, because I think they're kind of considered similar. Anyway, so yes, we are here enjoying the festival and all the silly festival things. So, all right, so getting started, I have spoken with Wenda, my favorite VIP rewards vendor, and I got my special little subscriber town services bubble. Oh, I have another one. I probably picked the wrong one there. And then I've got my subscriber buffs, so I won't take any damage from things. What's up? You're not seeing closed captions?
No, the audio sounds different.
The audio sounds different. Interesting. Sure. All right, here you go. Meta version. I'm gonna try and hear myself.
It's like a 10-second delay.
It sounds like me.
Yeah, it just
Oh, but it's very delayed.
No, not that. It's like, it sounds extra bassy. I don't know.
Extra bassy. Well, you know, that's what happens when you get older. You get that deeper, you know, more throaty sound. It's more sexy, I hear. That's what happens when you get older, right? Speaking of, like, my hair's up because I was feeling really warm just before sitting down here. So I'm sure it'll come down because I'm sure I'll cool down. Oops, cool down after sitting here for a bit. All right, it's Hobbit gift day. Woohoo! Let's get a silver Hobbit gift. Scroll of Greater Craft Acceleration. All right. And I get a gold gift because it's Thursday. A decorated heritage rune of legend. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen to those because, as you may or may not know, LOTRO, they have just recently changed how the legendary items work. And so we are on the Treebeard server, and Treebeard is a legendary server, and it is currently capped at 50. So we don't have Moria yet. We're not Moria has not unlocked for us yet. That's expected to come around January. So we've got some time before we get there. Okay, so festival. We're in festival time. So we are going to do one of the things that is open during the festivals, and that is there is a quest where you go and deliver special brews. These are the ones that I have up here in the top 2 rows of my inventory. These special brews, like the Stars of Old Cider, flasks of Lumael's Vintage, Forsaken Ale, Thistlebelly Brew, all those. Easy for you to say. So we're going to go and deliver those to people who are in the In League and would like to have them. And we're going to get in-league reputation for doing such things. But while we are out, we are also going to deliver some things to the Ale Association members. So first thing we got to go do is we're going to pop over to Thorns Hall. So get ready for travel. And we are going to go and pick up the quests for the Ale Association delivery quests. So that is up here in Thorns Hall. So we arrive in Thorns area here. We're gonna pop over to this side door. So let me just show you where we are real quick. So there's the main door, and when you hunter travel and you arrive here, and instead of going in those big doors, we're gonna go in this side door over here. It says the festival area. So this is where you would do like the bapping around thing that you do in one of the festivals, but we're not doing that. We are going to just make a U-turn and go in this door here. It doesn't take us outside. It's like magic. These dwarves are magical. And it takes us in here into Thorns Hall Inn. So we have a bunch of things going on here. Kind of give you a quick tour. Uh-oh. Okay, everything just stopped for a minute there. Cool. So we have a number of things. We have a dance leader here. So if you don't know all the dances of dwarves yet, you can come here and learn from him. You can learn one every day, and there's 2, so 2 days worth of stuff to do. You've got a fall festival trader. They have like drinks and stuff that you can get just during the fall festival. The trickster, which is a quest you can take that is only available during this time. Don't pick them up yet, or do. You've got Ale Association folks over here, and you've got in-league members over here. So we'll go over there in just a moment. First thing I'm going to do, though, is there's a box of geodes here. I'm going to take one. I got a cracked geode, and what I can do with that is talk to this games master here, and I can barter that back to him. And that's for the cracked geodes. I've got 4 of them, so because I've been collecting. You can do this every hour. Pick up these geodes and turn them in to these guys. So you can see I've been popping into Thorns Hall relatively often and picking that stuff up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here. So the in-league, if I looked at the in-league guy, he's got all of the quests for delivering stuff to the in-league people. So the Ale Association guy has a similar sort of thing. The difference is with the in-league, you can pick up all the drinks ahead of time and take those with you and just carry them around like you saw in my bag there. But with the Ale Association, they have alternative quests. So for example, I received a different sort of orders from Jonar, the head of the Hero Society. He hates the in-league so much that he has assigned me a rather different task than my in-league neighbor here. Shush, he mustn't hear us. I heard my friend from the in-league there mention a foolish fellow named Harriger Mudbottom stuck in a pickle up in Oatbarton. He wishes to drink Blagrov's Brown because he has not yet completed the in-league challenge. I can think of something even better. A drink of a different color will serve to amuse us. White Branch from the Ivy Bush in Hobbiton. If you bring that to Harriger, he'll continue his boasting, but everyone will know that he never sampled Blagrov's Brown. They are as different as apples and potatoes. So if you complete that, so we will have to go and collect the fake Blagrov's Brown from the Ivy Bush in Hobbiton. So we can't collect it ahead of time. And that will give us increased reputation with the Ale Association, decreased reputation with the in-league, and a badge of dishonor, which we can use to buy things. So we're going to pick up every one of these. So we have a convoluted wine. So there's an elf and Ethad Candlelith, who we're going to take them some fake brandy wine that we have to pick up from the bird and baby. A dark prank. We have to take a fake Morbor beer from the floating logs. We have to go get that and drop that off to the guy in Ziggelgund. A different reminder of Rivendell. There's an elf lady around the ruins of Edhelion, and we're going to take her a fake Dorwinian white that we're going to pick up in Rivendell. A drink of the best character. This is Mead from the Plow and Stars, and we're going to tell him that it's swill. All but the good cider. Collect fake stars of old cider from the Forsaken Inn, and we're going to tell him that it's stars of old cider from the Prancing Pony, but we're getting the stars of old cider from the Forsaken Inn. So very different drink there. So and so on. So these are all the same thing. So these are telling us where we're gonna go get up. So the Green Dragon, and then we're gonna go pick up one from the Prancing Pony. So a lot of them are in the same places that we've been previously to buy the other drinks. It's just that we have to come here and pick up these quests before they'll allow us to go pick up the drinks. Okay, and like the in-league one, you've only got 1 hour to do each one of these. So we pick them all up and we do them all at once. Now, you'll notice we cannot pick up any of the in-league quests at this time, but the in-league people are conveniently able to allow you to pick up the quest from them and deliver it directly to them. So we will do that as well. So the first thing we'll do is we'll pick up the fake thing, then we'll deliver the fake thing, then standing there with the person, we'll pick up their in-league quest and deliver their in-league quest. So we're able to do a bunch of that all together. So one of the ones that we need is from this guy, Quite a Tickle.
Well met.
A small beer, is that all? You sure you don't want anything more exciting? Well, if you insist, here you go. So this is the fake Thistlebelly brew. It's just a small beer that we're going to take to Walled Mugwort. Okay, so we have picked that up. And now, let's see, we're gonna go ahead and mount up because where we're going is outdoors. And Affodil has this list already set aside. I should have it up in front of me one of these days, but I just go wherever Affodil tells me to. So it works out. I'm the hunter, they're the navigator. It works out. So where shall we go? Return to camp. Okay, so I have my campsite set to Harlog down in far away in the Lone Lands. That place where all the giants are in the Lone Lands down in the far, far south. Or not giants, trolls. Anyway, there's a campsite fire right here. So that makes this part of this delivery quest go really fast. So
Hello.
I talked to him and he's thanks, I'll drink it now. And he takes a drink of the small beer. I feel braver already. This is the best tasting beer I've ever had, and I have had almost every beer west of the Lone Lands. So that's a fake one. And you'll notice our reputation went up with the Ale Association, down with the Inn League. So now we're going to give
Want to have
him,
a word with
we're
you?
going to pick up the real one, or we're going to pick up the quest for quite a pickle instead of quite a tickle. And then we're just going to go ahead and say,
What do
oh,
you need?
here you go. I just happen to have this in my pocket. You're welcome. All right, so we've done that. We've, done the tickle pickle. So now we're going to brie. And Affodil is putting this into the chat so that way you can follow along if you want to do this as well. There's also guides out there, and eventually we're going to post, we have a video that we did of this delivery. We just haven't posted it and finished editing yet. So, all right, so now we're going to ride to the Prancing Pony. So I'll follow Affodil for a moment here while I grab a drink. I hope you all are doing well tonight. We have had crazy weather the last couple days. It's been just like super windy, and then also lots of like thrashing rain, and then it, tapers off, and then rain, and oh, it's been quite fascinating. Luckily, we don't have any leaks or anything at our house, so we're good. All right. Yeah, that we know of. All right, so we're going to talk to Barlowman, and he's going to give us the drinks for Never Farther From
There's
Home.
so much to do.
Which is, you'd like some Eisenwein? Well, I have a good deal of it. It's been a slow year. So we're picking that up and pretending that it's Lemael's vintage. And then we're also going to pick up, for a drink
How
to
can I
you,
be of service?
a Barlowman's Best, and pretend that it's a Forsaken Ale. And that goes to a guy at the Thrassy's Lodge. Now, we like to set then a milestone that will take us to Dooland, because we need to get to Thrassy's Lodge. So that is an individual thing. That's not a hunter travel thing. That is use your milestone. If you don't have that, you could go back to the front of Bree and take travel to Callandim, and then Callandim up to Dooland, which is where we are here. And then from Dooland, you could go
Megawannen.
to Thrassy's Lodge, which is what we're doing here. Now, that geode box that I picked up, there's a scroll version that the elves do back there in Dooland. So if you have that milestone and you're not doing a whole lot of chit-chatting, you could pop down and grab a scroll real quick, and that gives you a couple more tokens for the festival. So I'm using Titan Bar, and I'm tracking my festival tokens here up on the top. So I have currently 365. I haven't spent a lot yet on purchases, but I will be. Soon, because like I said, we're on the Treebeard server, and Treebeard is just not quite 4 months old. I have 365 and Affodil has 364. That is wild that we're just one apart. That's so cool. You bought costumes. Yeah. We haven't been doing exactly the same things, as you can tell. So we haven't been doing the festival exactly together. I'm running through all of my characters on Treebeard for the festival, which is 10 characters. So it's been a little crazy, a little silly. But because, like I said, because Treebeard is new, in the last 4 months. So, this festival, this is the first time of this festival on the server. So we are, I have all sorts of things to buy. Okay, so I'm gonna first turn in
I am
the fake
beset
one
by
to him, and
misery.
he's like, "Oh, that's terrible. Could I have another one?" That wasn't so bad. That's because it was the fake one. Okay, so then you pick up
Might you
the
lend an ear
in
to a
league quest,
dwarf in need?
and then
I
you
am
complete
beset
that,
by misery.
and now he's like, you know, for soon in a moment he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's horrible. What a foul taste. It seems I saved the worst for last." Oh, oops. And so yeah, so he has those little emotes there. So you'll notice that only one person can run him through at a time. So if you are doing this in groups, it's okay. Each person will have to go through each one of those emotes. So now he's got the hourglass, so I know that I'm done. And if Affodil is done, then we will do the next one, which is, where do we go? Bree? Guide to Bree. Guide to Bree. I think we are gonna go to Thornley's worksite. Yep, that's the next one. That one's easy. That's just a ride north from Bree. Easy peasy. So we are. Oh, ha. Thought I wanted to guide to Bree again the second time. I think I double clicked it. So yes, so I'm saving up. I'm trying to get a lot of tokens because there's a whole lot of good cosmetics to get. Oh my gosh, I should show you all. So these are the cosmetics that they came up with last year. Oh, what's the name of it? Let me find one, and I'll be able to pull up the set. There's 3. I think it's Autumn Sage, right? Oops. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, there it is. So the cowl and hat of the Autumn Sage. So it has the side parts there, and then it has this cool big floofy hat thing going on. Let me pull this into the middle. And then you've got the cloak of the Autumn Sage. So got all these fun leaves coming down, and then some colors up on top. And then the vestments, which is the dress. So it's this big A-line kind of thing with a whole bunch of stuff in the middle, and the arms are really cool. Oh, hang on. We gotta give this guy some drinks.
Oh, woe be me.
So we're gonna finish that.
I'm
And we're
sorry
gonna
to
pick up his
trouble
next
you.
one
But will you
and
help me?
deliver it.
It's
Okay,
a solid
where shall we go
day.
now? Oscaruth, off we go. Now, if you don't have a hunter, as long as you are at full reputation with Oscaruth, you can actually travel yourself there. But having a hunter do it is so easy. Anyway, this outfit that they gave us last year, it dyes up so good. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, I should follow you. Whoops. Took me a little extra time to load there. So yeah, you can just, like that, there's red. Oh, black was the original color. Actually, maybe it wasn't totally black. That looks even darker black. There's a good burgundy. Like, it dyes up so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put this away for a minute because I gotta see my screen. Okay, so now because we did the quests for the the main storyline in order, the epic storyline, the epic books. We have travel from Oscaruth for free to Candace Encampment, and then we can travel for free from there to the Forsaken Inn. And Forsaken Inn we have to go to because we have some drinks to pick up, or one drink.
What can I do for you?
Forsaken Inn. And this is the fastest way to get to Forsaken Inn. I mean, as long as you don't want to spend mithril coins or something silly like that. So we come blazing in here. I'm gonna dismount. So if you are interested in closed captioning, you should have a little button down here in the bottom corner, down in the bottom right-hand corner. And you should be able to put on closed captioning. So if that's something you would like to do, it is running live with this. So it's taking my words as I say them. So sometimes it makes little mistakes, but hopefully it is more useful than silly.
Oh,
Okay, so
woe
we're
be
getting a
me.
Forsaken Cider. And we're gonna take that over away from here. All right, where am I going to? Guide to Mickle Delving. Okay, here we go. Mickle Delving, there we go. So yeah, so we're going to guide to Mickle Delving, and when we get there, we're gonna mount up and ride over to the Bird and Baby Inn. And we're gonna pick up another one of the fake drinks. I have arrived. So this is where we are gonna do a little tour of the Shire and pick up drinks from a number of different places. We're going to here. the Ivy Bush in Hobbiton. We're going to the Green Dragon over in Bywater, and Frog, the Floating Log in Frogmorton. So this one is easy to get to because you're in Mickle Delving. So
good
pick
day.
that up. Now we have milestones that we set to Hobbiton Bywater for the festival because it's really convenient that way. So again, we're using milestones here. You could just ride cross country. You could go down to the Stable Master and ride across, you know, having a faster horse than your own. So you've got lots of options there. Oh, the Stable Master is apparently slower though because it takes a more circuitous route. Yeah, circuitous. It's in
How
my
do you
head. I
do?
can't get my mouth to work. Circuitous. But riding your own is a little more effort. So if you were like, I really just need to go get a cup of tea, then taking the Stable Master is a nice way to do that. Okay, so now we're gonna pop over to. Oops, I took off without you. I am slightly ahead of you. I am, sweetie. Zip, zip, zip. So now we're going over to the Green Dragon in Bywater, which it's always delightful to go to the Green Dragon because on Fridays over on Laurelin, they have the Green Dragon Fridays where the hobbits and other short folk get together and enjoy music and stories for a couple of hours. So if you find yourself with a person of small stature in LOTRO, head over to Laurelin on Fridays at 6.
Well, the goal of
sorry, what
some
time? It's at
folk.
8:30 my time,
How rude.
and so that makes 7:30 UK time. It's bound to UK time. It's not bound to server time. So that's currently 2:30 server time. Yeah, there'll be a week when Europe will have gone off of daylight saving, and the US, which is server time, will not. So that's why it's important to have that distinction. Okay, so we've collected another fake ale to deliver. And now we're just gonna pop over to Frogmorton. A fake ale and a fake lager. I hope I got them both. Did I get them both? Probably. If not, I'll be back. That's the problem with me streaming and not necessarily paying attention. I think I'm paying attention. We can rewind the stream and check. It's okay. We'll find out pretty soon. All right, a dark prank. So we've got that. All right, and now we go to Estelden. So that's Avondon. Estelden, the hidden place. Waha. So I'm a level 47 hunter, and so I've got all the travel skills that I can get up to this point, minus 1 or 2, because I don't have Forachel yet. Okay, so we are going to though ride over to Othrakar. Boom.
What can I do for you?
So again, you could ride yourself, but this is a pretty straight shot, so the Stable Master is actually the fastest way to go, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and there's no milestone up there, so it's not like you could like make it easier for yourself. Anyway, so there is one delivery you have to do up in Forachel, and that's out at Ziggelgund, and there's a dwarf out there. And you can do stable travel and all of that. Usually what you do is you'll have a hunter take you up to Surikaila, and then you'll take swift travel over to Ziggelgund from there. But I don't have that travel yet because we haven't been up there yet, because we are taking our time in our wanderings in Middle Earth. So yeah, we have a little ways before we're going to end up there, and you have to have a certain amount of reputation in order to get their travel skill, and you have to go do a quest as well. So instead of that, we actually have 3 milestones. I'm a hunter with 3 milestones. It works though. It's the best. So I have. Oh yeah, and you're going to teach me how to play an instrument because you have that reset. Awesome. So yeah, so we have 3 milestones in order to help us with this delivery quest. So we've got the one to Doolin, we've got the one to Hobbiton Bywater, because that's also convenient for the festival, and then we also have one to Ziggelgund. So we have those 3 milestones. Now, if you didn't have the milestones, you could absolutely use the stable masters to get around, as long as you have discovered the stables that you need to. Oh, thank you. I think I just learned something. I have acquired the passive skill drum use. Awesome. All right, now we just need to go do the grand stair, so I can oh yeah, in Moria.
Well met.
All right, so there we give him the fake
Come
one,
and stay a moment.
and now we pick up the not fake quest, and we deliver
What
the
do you
not
want?
fake one. All right, so now we go to Avendim. So this one is a little, like you wouldn't necessarily think about this, because what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Avendim so we can come back into the Shire. So it seems a little weird, but it makes sense because we need to go to Oatbarton and then we need to go to Brockenborings. So we travel ourselves to here with Hunter Travel, of course, and then we go to the Stable Master
How can
and
I
we
be of
take
service?
our swift travel to Oatbarton, the oatiest of Bartons. So when we get there, actually, as soon as you phase in, you can go ahead and dismount because the person you need to deliver to is the stable master is that way, and you want to go that way. Scientific terms. So once we get there, I'm gonna jump off my horse and thank it for its service, and I'm gonna grab my own horse because it knows the way. Especially when I tell it. All right, so this guy over here, standing by the doorway. So we
What do
deliver
you
the
need?
fake one, and we pick up
Please,
the
stay a
good one,
moment. Just
and
a
we
moment.
deliver the good one. All right, so now, oops, sorry. We are going back to the stable master, and now we're going down to
day.
Brockenborings in the Shire. And swift travel. Yes, so all of these are swift travel. Well, most of these. Like Othrakar's not. But all the ones that you can do swift travel we take advantage of that. Okay, so again, we're gonna hop off, but not immediately. I wait a moment because first person we're looking for is Foxglove over here.
Lovely
We'll
days.
deliver the fake one to her. And
Hello
pick
there.
up that
Might I
and
speak with you
deliver
a
it.
moment? Hello there.
So you'll notice that it's flashing by me. Oh, hang on, before I talk about that. So we're going up the hill up to the Plow and Stars because one of the ones we need to pick up is right here. So they're really convenient. They're together, an in-league person and a pickup.
How do you
All right,
do?
so we picked that up and we've picked up the fake swill. Now we're going to guide to the Misty Mountains to Grimbarg. So when we turn in a fake one, it's like I said, it's going to give us 900 Ale Association reputation, but it takes away 500 of the in-league reputation. Well, the inverse is true when you do the in-league. You get 900 of the one and minus 500 of the other. So
Greetings.
overall, you're always going to make a net 400 gain in both of them.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment? What do you
And there's
need?
11 of them. Isn't there? Oh, that's so funny. I did not ken. All right, so Rivendell, right? Yes, to Rivendell. Because we want to go to Eckhad Candleth. And the easiest way, so even though I'm a hunter and I have hunter travel to Rivendell, it's faster to take the stable master here because it takes us to the stable master in Rivendell, and we need to take the stable to get over to Eckhad Candleth. So this is the fastest way to do this one. I mean, I could have ported us in back in the middle of town, but I want to be here. And I don't mind spending the extra little coin. I have been cured of complaining about that, mostly. There is a time limit, so yes. Yes, we are in the kinship, not so hasty. However, there is a time limit, so we do have to be maybe not hasty, but cognizant of our limited time. Although, I mean, we could go back and pick up the quests again, so that wouldn't be too hard. If you use the Reputation Acceleration Tome, you get 1800 instead of the 900. That's true. So yes, if I really wanted to like max this puppy out as quickly as possible, I could use a Reputation Acceleration Tome and really go nuts.
Sweet light mail.
All right, so we're delivering
You may
the
be
fake
of
one,
service
picking
to
up the
me.
good one,
Greetings
delivering the
to
good
you.
one. All right. So we have done those, and where are we going next? I always forget. Checking with my navigator. Oh right, go to Rivendell. That's right, because now we're gonna go to the Rivendell, to the Hunter port, and run up to that last homely house and pick up that fake one. So we should have, how many quests do we have left? You know, because you can only show 5 at a time, so it drops. Uh-oh, I think I'm about to go in the water. All right, how about I don't go in the water? All right, let's try that again. Whoops. So yeah, so if this is not a quest sequence that you already have the list of, before there is putting it into the chat, and you're welcome to copy and paste it from there if you like. And there are guides out there that have this information as well. So it really is just, you know, what format do you like to do this? This is a combined, you know, Ale League or Ale Association and in-league delivery set. There are definitely guides that have just one or the other if you prefer to do one and not the other. Hi, Amubot. Welcome to the chat. All right, so we're getting the different reminder of Rivendell. And I have collected that. And then where do we go? Surikaila, but we don't have Surikaila, so we're going to use our milestone to Zigglgun. So, yeah, you resist spending the accelerator because even with the losses, it's still only 17 iterations to get to Kindred. That's not bad. It would take a lot less time with the accelerators. As long as it doesn't double up the loss, which I wouldn't think it would. Okay, so yeah, so you make a lot more forward progress, and you still only go back by 500. Yeah. So. All right, so turn that in. Although I don't mind getting the extra badges of taste and badges of dishonor, because then I can go buy stuff. I like to buy stuff. Badges. We do need stinking badges. Okay. So, so now I'm going to take us to West Angmar, which I didn't have at the beginning of the festival, but I did get up to level 46. It was either 44 or 46, somewhere in that range that I had to get to in order to go and do the quest that allows me to get this travel. So now I do have it, so it's pretty awesome. I can just bip us over here. This is another one where he's going to do some emoting, and I may have gone the wrong way. I do that. We were coming in the other way, and so now I'm like all turned around. Oh my gosh, I am totally turned around. What did I do? Oh, it's this way. That's okay. Affadil can go ahead and get started that way. Because, like I said, this guy's got some emoting to do, so we can't both turn it in at the same time. And then I just wandered into the swamp. Hold on. All right, here we go. So, yeah, we had to take turns here anyway.
What can I do for you?
So that's okay. I assume you've already finished all yours. Okay, so now I can pick up the good one and give it to him. And he's like, oh, the aftertaste, it's awful. Because I gave him swill. All right, guide to Thorns Hall. So we have one left to do. So this, I mean, as you can see, this goes pretty quickly. I mean, I've been chatting and not completely focused here. So you can tell if you were like on the ball, you could zip through this. I think it took us, what did we clock it at, like 25 minutes? Maybe half hour. So, and right now we're at 35 minutes since the start of the stream, so it's not been any longer than that. And we didn't start right away, but we started pretty close to the beginning. Oh yeah, I have 33 minutes left of mine. Yeah, I've had it for 27 minutes, 26 minutes. So yeah, you can tell how this quest can actually go really fast. I know when I first look at the idea of doing the delivery quest, I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, that's so much to do, so many places to travel, so many things to do. But it's really nice that, yeah, once we sat down with the guides and ran through it, and Affadil was like timing things. We did a whole bunch of timing actually because we were very, very curious. From Ostgaruth down to Harlog, where that campfire is set, what is the most optimum way to do it? Because we were using the hunter campsite at the party tree, because I love to have my campsite set there for the festivals. And so so I would usually have it there, and so we would just use that travel and then go down to Hobbit and Bywater and do all of those. So giving up that one and using the one to Harlog, 11 captains, just summon us everywhere, was a choice. We had to decide, so we timed it from like how long does it take to get from Ostgaruth to just ride down, giving up the other way then. So it's like figuring out which one was best. And the time savings was more if we gave up the hunter travel to the party tree and instead, well, in this case, we just picked up a milestone. But even if we just traveled across from Mickle Delving and just rode cross country, that time was shorter than the time it would take to travel overland from Ostgaruth down to Harlog. So having the milestone at Harlog made more sense. Sure, let's go check out the Inn League. Let's see, it's gonna be, it's at the Bird and Baby Inn. So we'll head over to Mickle Delving. Yes, if we had 11 captains like on beck and call, wouldn't that be amazing? Just have them summon us to each of the 11 places. Actually, you need more than that because you have to pick up the stuff at those locations.
Thorns Hall as a
So yeah, you could use like travel to Thorns Hall because anybody can get that one with reputation. Anybody could get travel to Bree. Like there's ways you could do it, and absolutely if you don't have a hunter, there's definitely ways you can do it. I have social emotes turned off. I am immune to effects, yes, because I don't necessarily want to be immobilized without my control. So I'm sorry, let me go back just a little bit because there might be somebody in the stream who hasn't seen this before. So we're in Mickle Delving and we've gone to the Bird and Baby Inn. So when you first come in, you come running up here and here's the Tavern Keep. There's a door right there and it says, if you hover over it, requires friends standing with the Inn League. So we come over to this door and we can come on in here. And you got the jig. Rock on. So inside here are a couple of vendors and other NPCs that are just chilling out. Like you've got your folks over here who've been definitely enjoying partaking of in-league drinks. You've got your in-league barmaid who will only talk to you if you are kindred. So I am not kindred yet. I've got a fellow at the bar. And then there's a bunch of decorations you can get. So we've got another trader over here by the fireplace. So you can get, jig is pronounced like Jif. So you can get this one, which is the moose with a pipe. You can get the bear with the pie and the stein. Yes, we've taken to dressing up the traditional taxidermy stuffings. I rather like our interpretations, she says. You can get the bear with the hat. What else do they have? They've got this keg, which I believe the keg sends you places. There's an example of a cute little lamp I think you can get from them. So, all right, and then the jig. Oh, and I forgot this one, his taxidermy. So here's the wolf howling, but he's actually drinking out of stein. So very silly things. All right, so let's see what this one has for us.
Hello there.
So Ancient Tome, which gives you the passive skill emote, Dancing Jig. I want that. This is the only, well, you can buy it in the LOTRO store, but this is the best way to get it. So now I know that. And then the other thing I could do is I could buy a box of festival tokens. It'll cost me 2 of these badges. And it's just like the boxes that you get from the lady over by the party tree. It contains, it's a option box, and then you just pick which one of the festival tokens that you want. It's the jig. Oh, sorry, the jig was not bound because somebody bought it for me. one time. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy it for other people, which is fascinating. I didn't realize either until she was like, would you like jig? I was like, can I, what? I can have this? So, yeah, so you can buy the ancient tome and give it to others. So you can put it in the auction house. You can give it away as a gift. Yeah, that's so nice. I assume it would let you buy it a second time. It has to.
Now that I've learned
It won't let you buy it once you know it? Oh, that's really interesting. So, okay, so dance, jig. So I have all the dances. This is what dance jig looks like. Boop, 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 boop. So now I have all the dances except for Dance Man, which you can't get until you get to Men of Enedwaith, which we're not there yet. Wait, let me see if it'll let me get it. You have a trait barring this action. Wow. So that's good to know. How fascinating. So send somebody in who has the tokens. The tokens are bound to character. So you have to go get the tokens with somebody who doesn't have it and then buy a bunch of them with that one. That is wild. All right. The box of festival tokens is bind on acquire, so that's bound to character. But that makes sense because the festival tokens are usually bound to character, which is why I'm tracking mine, because I'm tracking it with each of my characters. And I'm also tracking the Figments of Splendor because I don't want to go over. And as I finish each of those tiers, those wrappers, I'm getting figments, and I want to make sure I use them. So the taxidermist guy over here by the other fire.
Hello there.
Hey, hello there. You need the badges of taste, but then you also need, the undamaged bear corpse, the undamaged brown bear corpse, undamaged frost antler head, and undamaged white wolf corpse. So those are out there. Like you get those in landscape. And normally you would take those to the taxidermist in Bree, but if you come here with that thing, instead of like a white wolf, you get the white wolf with mug. Instead of frost antler head, you get the frost antler head with pipe, things like that. So I think it's hilarious. It's great for decorating housing. So that's something to keep in mind because this location is only open during festivals in which the Inn League is active. Pretty sure. So yeah, you'll want to plan that out a little bit. All right. Yeah, so don't use it in the first instance. Yeah, buy a bunch first and then use one. Okay, Ale Association. Let's go check out. So I haven't spent as much time shopping with the Ale Association because I always did the Inn League, and I only recently started doing the Ale Association as well. Pet Logic, what is it that you don't think is true? There are many words I have said. All right, so we're gonna go and back in here. Boop. And do I still? Oh, you think it might be available off season? Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. You can't do the delivery quests on outside of festivals, but you can go in there. Okay, well that's good. It's been a while since I've checked. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm going to the Ale Association stuff. Hey. Let's see. I think this guy out here, this acquaintance, he's got deluxe stink bombs and a box of festival tokens, which I would assume is the same as the other box. Let's take a look. So I've got a box of festival tokens. Here, let me close that. Let's open it up. Yeah, spring leaves, anniversary tokens, midsummer tokens, fall festival tokens, farmers fair tokens, Yule festival tokens. Okay, so yeah, it's the same as the other box, I'm pretty sure. And what's inside? And oops, let me get rid of that. Oh yeah, this place. This place is cool. I have been in here once or twice. I love it how the decorating, like how they have these barrels as their as the lighting. That's pretty neat. And barrels are like, they went hardcore on the barrel decorating here. Like, if you want barrels, man, this is the place to go. I can't remember. Oh yeah, there's a kindred trader back there. I think they have like a mount, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a mount, but I can't talk to him yet because I'm not kindred yet. Let me see, how far am I? Let's see, ale. I am a friend, and I'm at 4,900 out of 2,500, so got a little ways to go. But 11 quests, and I'm gonna get a net 400 each time, so that's 4,400 each day. So only another, what, 5 days or so? That's not too bad. And we're trying to do it every day. Like, we bought enough drinks to be able to take us through a while. We just went and bought stacks of 50 and then just split it between the two of us. Oh, hang on just a second. Hi, Athan. That's funny. I was just trying to respond to that kin chitter chatter. Okay, here we go. All right, so yeah, so the Ale Association, their area is fascinating to me. So the dwarven like architecture, much respect. That was fun. Thanks. You are most welcome. Like, I appreciate that they are able to dig underground and create these massive structures and all the things they're able to do, and like the massive amount of barrels that they had in that space. Like, there's some cool stuff, right? Like the dwarven aesthetic is well done. I think LOTRO has done a fantastic job with it. But it just really doesn't, it's not my thing, right? So yeah, that's where the but is. Yeah, I just don't, it's not my thing. I get it intellectually, but emotionally, I don't care for it. So there's always why not have a dwarf? Have a dwarven house. I'm like, I don't want one. So it's really interesting because the storylines, if you play Lord of the Rings online, you may have noticed that the expansions for the last couple years have been very focused on the dwarven storyline, and there's a lot of interesting material to mine there. Mine, get it? And so I definitely appreciate SSG and what they've done, but I don't feel like I'm in a hurry to get there because it doesn't really the aesthetic doesn't excite me. So I'm really curious to see where they go after this. Is it going to be following Aragorn and what he did after the war, and all the different things that need to be dealt with and all the people who need to be dealt with? Or is it going to be let's go see what hobbits are doing? Or is it going to be some elf lore? I'm really curious to see where we go next. The further adventures of Treebeard, I know, right? Just following him all over looking for the Entwives. That'd be fun. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna show you all the 4 different boxes that you can dig into during this festival and pull out something. So we did the geodes earlier, and again, these boxes, you can open them once per hour. So I currently have an effect on me because we came through here and did this about 43 minutes ago. So you can see I have this effect on me up at the top there, and it says Geode Hunting. You have recently hunted for geodes. It's a duration of 1 hour. I have 16 minutes left. So, in 17 minutes I can come back here and I can look in that box again. But like I said, there's 4 of them. Yeah, and I could tear off that tooltip just like I was showing you there, and it will continue that countdown. So if I really wanted to just have that there, I could do that. Oh, speaking of things on my... Oh! Something changed. Speaking of things that are on my screen and counting numbers, over here you will see that we have some extra life stuff going on. SSG, who creates Lord of the Rings Online and D&D Online, Dungeons and Dragons Online, they participate in Extra Life, which happens every year around this time, where gamers say, hey, gamer community, let's get together and do good things with money. Let's donate our money and help a good cause. So, and that good cause is to help help children's hospitals located around North America. So SSG is located in around Boston, Massachusetts. So they have chosen Boston Children's Hospital as their hospital choice. So given that I live in the Netherlands, I thought, well, I don't mind going along with that. So there we go. So I am also raising money for Boston Children's Hospital. So if you would like to donate, the donation information, well, that is, actually, I don't think you can click on that. Let me get you a link, because you can, if you wanted to support through my page, that is the link there. However, if you want to pick any one of the streamers, or anybody on the team, I should say, that's not the right thing. I thought it was, oh, it's E. There, hang on. It's Extra Life, not legendary item. Game day is actually going to be, I think it's November 6th, so that will be updated. But I'm pretty sure it's November 6th, which is a Saturday. So there's the link for the whole team, and you can pick anybody on the team to support. You can support Cordovan, you can, like, there's all sorts of people on the team you can support. And when you do that, there are rewards that you can get. So here, I will show you. Yeah, so if you click that link in the chat, there are rewards. So if you donate, you know, X amount, you get to choose. There's a whole list of titles, cosmetic pets, mounts. I think there's a housing item. So you can choose from things on that list, and that SSG will just give to you. So for helping out the kids. So yay for a good cause and for SSG supporting that. So feel free to do that. And I'm at 45. I thought I'd try to raise 250 this year. It's my first year participating on the team, and I thought I would pick something that wasn't too low but wasn't too high. So thank you for whoever increased that donation number. Yay! And then yes, you can see up above that. So that is my personal goal, and then above that is the team goal, and we are over halfway there, and that's pretty awesome. Pretty cool. Do you have a moment to look at kin chat? Awesome, thank you. All right, I am okay. So I was going to show you all the 4 different boxes. So there's this box of geodes for the dwarves. So let's go back to. I didn't have fast running on this whole time. That's hilarious. I'm going to use my milestone. And go back to Dueland. And I'll show you the script box over there. So, Affidel, if you want to join me, I'll drag you around with me. Yeah. So again, if you don't have a milestone set here, which, you know, why would you? Except now you will, because, you know, you saw how awesome and handy this is. Actually, I do. I set my milestone to either here or Kellendam a lot of times during festival, because I do festival, right? So it's like, it's a really handy little shortcut to get me there. So down the hill here, and you can see Affidel running ahead there, where you have like the dance area. So if you don't know all the dances of elves, you can talk to that lady right there. And if you make a U-turn, see that, yeah, the elves call it Irvis math. So there is a scroll chest here, and we click on that. And I have found an elegant scroll. So if I if I go into barter items,
Greetings, friend.
you can see that I have been collecting scrolls as well. So if you get an unimpressive scroll, you can trade that back to them for 1 Fall Festival token. So sure, you can have both of those. And if you get a well-written scroll, you can trade that back to them for 2 Fall Festival tokens. And if you get the spiffy one, the elegant scroll, which is the one I just got, then you can trade that to them for 3 festival tokens. Now, I haven't really been focusing on it, but you'll notice down below at the bottom for each of these things, there's an item that you can get where you give them tokens and an elf mask token, or it'd be a hobbit mask token or a dwarf mask token. So there's 4 different kinds of masks that you can get. We're being followed. So this is the one that you can get from the elves. It looks like a rabbit. It looks like it's made out of wood. Yeah. So to get that token, you do the, what you got? Oh my goodness, you got that silly thing?
No, I got that from the auction house.
Oh, that's even funnier. I don't want that. Oh, can't get the page. Did I get the team name wrong? Let's see. I should be able to just pull it up here. Okay, B4's gonna grab it for me. So is the team, is the link for me correct? Okay. Well, you should be able to find the team if you follow my link. But B4 will get you the right link. So if you want to get that mask or any one of the masks, to get the token that you need to trade for it, if you don't see the mask like on the auction house, like she just did, you find the trickster who is in the area, and each one of these has a trickster for the festival, and they will want you to go and do a thing called Treats and Trickery, and you go around seeking those who will challenge you or have something, and you perform a trick, perform an emote at them, which might relate to their words. So you go to each round and do that, and they'll give you a festival token for doing it, or 3, and you get that token, which you can then come back here and do that thing. So, yeah. I'm not big on the masks. I think they're weird, so I haven't been doing that. All right, that's actually on my way. Okay, so we've been to the dwarves. We've been to the elves. Let's go to the men. The people of men. So we're going to pop over to Bree. Say yes to the travel. You use masks on your hobbits? The hobbits are just too cute. I don't like using the masks on them because the masks aren't as cute as the hobbits themselves. And I guess it doesn't, none of the masks I find are more interesting than the characters themselves. So, okay, so we went to Bree there, we traveled to Bree, and then there's that horse that will take you to the festival grounds here. So we've done that, and now we are gonna walk right over here into the middle-ish area. There's a pumpkin patch, and I like how it's glowing at us and trying to get our attention. You use your masks on dwarves. Even the dwarves, I like the way they look. I don't like, the aesthetic necessarily of their housing, but I'm happy with the characters and stuff. So anyway, so I picked a pumpkin, and then I can trade it into her with barter items.
How may I help you today?
And I got a small pumpkin, so that's worth 1. Get rid of those. So I tend to just, as you can see, pile them up over a number of days, and then eventually I'll turn them in all at once. So yeah, so here's the beaver mask. I guess the beaver mask is kind of cute. You can't put a hat or anything with it though. It's the mask. Like, that's what you got. I don't know. I think I'm fine without the masks. Now there is one. Let's see. Where's the one? Let me see if I can find. There's one that you can get out of the boxes in the Haunted Burrow. Well, actually, there's a handful of ones you get from the Haunted Burrow. So the Pipe Festival mask, that's just weird. There's the Boar Head Festival mask. That one's wild. The Goblin one, I don't like the Goblin one. The Raven one is kind of interesting though. It's got like the Raven peak on the top, or the beak, there, and then cover. It's kind of like a burglar mask or something. So that one's not bad. So I think the Raven one and the Boar Head one isn't bad. And these can be dyed. Like that's the Arrow Blue and Blue. Oh, apparently that's the one I have is default. The Raven one I have is gold or white. So let's see what this looks like in white. See, that's not bad. If you were gonna dress up as like with a mask, that ain't too bad. Okay, So like the Gollum mask. Oh my gosh, the Gollum mask is just freaky weird. Like when somebody's wearing that and they come up near me, I'm like, I turn around. It just weirds me out. It's like there's something not right about the face. Yes, and a mask would hide your most excellent hat. See, we spent some time, like, you know, getting ourselves ready for the our expeditions, because we've been up in the Misty Mountains, and you know, we've spent some time getting our packs ready and getting our hats on, and I mean, no shoes, of course, but we're not in Forhill. And then we even got, you know, nice steeds that kind of go along with our outfits. So I just, you know, a mask would hide all of this wonderfulness. The team name has been spelled out. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll get that all updated here pretty soon. But thank you for finding all those links and get that sorted out. See, you can see our little our coordinated outfits. It's pleasing. I mean, you know, red and green. That's right. Perfect Halloween colors. All right, so we've done, excuse me. Let's see, we did the dwarves. Pardon me. We did the dwarves. We did the elves. We did the people, the humans. Let's go check out the hobbitses. And for this, we're going to use our milestone to Hobbit and Bywater, because I don't have hunter travel to the hill, as we discussed. I have that set down to Harlog for those delivery quests. So now I'm going to travel. So here we are at the bottom. Save the best for last. That's right, right? Hobbitses are the best. So we're going to head up the hill towards the party tree, where all the activity is happening. So, you know, during the festivals, there's usually something going on in the further out areas, like in Kellendam or Dooland or both. In the Bree Festival grounds, probably somewhere around there. Up in Thorns Hall Inn. And somewhere around here, like the party tree, there's usually something going on for each of these. So this one, the main festival location is the party tree, with especially the haunted burrow over there. So that's where you'll find most of the stuff happening. But okay, so here it is an apple tub, and we are going to go bobbing for apples. Bob, bob, bob. Yay! I got a medium apple, so over to the Games Master, as we have with the other ones. So if you get a small apple, that's worth 1. If you get a medium apple, it's worth 2. And if you get a large apple, it is worth 3 festival tokens. And then the wacky mask is that one. I just can't. This is so weird. So weird. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. All right, so let's see. What else are we going to do around here? So, oh, hey, I am missing a chest. Ha-ha. So here is another thing. So once you have access to, to the haunted burrow, there's a number of things that you'll want to remember when you get here. If you are an in-league member and or an Ale Association member, you have somebody out here who wants you to do things. So for example, we've got the Ale Association guy here, and we've got the in-league person over here. She just wants you to go in and grab a drink and bring it back out to her. Now, the Ale Association guy wants you to go and scare some hobbits. So maybe we'll do that in a minute. But first I want to grab the chests. So there are 4 chests that are hidden in here. Okay, so let's see. We didn't actually come in here last week. So I'm going to give you like a short overview, because I actually want to get us over to Wistmead. And then we can come back to the Haunted Burrow next week. But basically, there are a number of different areas in the burrow. And I've been all over, so my map is filled in. So this is the main area. And if you go out this door over here, you'll end up in the attic, which I'm pretty sure is this one. There's a door here which takes you to the cobwebbed wing, which would be that one. And there's a door over here, and there's also a door through the cobwebbed wing that will take you to the creeping wing, which would be, that's interesting, I'm not seeing it on here. Top right, but there's nothing. No, that's the attic. Oh, that's the creeping wing? Where's the attic? Oh, the attic is this. Excuse me. The attic is this little section. Excuse me. Seems like I have something stuck in my throat. That is unfortunate. You like the wiki map? It makes sense to you at least? Yeah, there's a number of maps out there. I think I showed some of them on stream last week. Anyway, so this is the basement over here. So there's those different areas. I would say yes, go to the wiki map or the LOTRO wiki map. Let's see. Let me see if I can grab the LOTRO wiki map. Haunted Row. So anyway, so while I'm playing around with that though, so basically when you're in this area, there are two hallways. There's basically like a hallway here, and there's a hallway here, and each one of them has a bookcase that you click on it and it opens up and you can get out. Oh, there we go. There's a link right to it. Fantastic. So that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down. Oops, I didn't get rid of the map. So we're gonna go down this this left side hallway this time. Normally you don't do this. Normally everything you do is basically down the right side hallway, but we're gonna just kind of keep jogging here and stay on the left side hallway. Now there is a door to the basement right here, so we're just gonna pop through. The only time I generally use this is if I'm trying to come down here and just get this. So you'll notice we opened this barrel rack, and that took us into this hidden room, and there is a poorly hidden chest. So you go ahead and you click on it, and for this I have received, I will get a black silk glove, cloak and mirror, fall festival, and 3 festival tokens. So you see what happens if you're in a fellowship and one of your fellows is nearby. You can also reach this chest from the outside, amusingly, if you are in the hallway out here next to it. So it's right there. You can get to it from out here. I've seen people reach through and do it. Now, you'll notice it won't let me do it though, because I now have an effect on me. It says secret treasure chest. You have used the secret treasure chest recently. It is a 24-hour cooldown. And I mean, and we're not talking like server reset or anything, like 24 hours to the minute. And it's not even 22 hours, which I prefer. Like the crates that you can get, those are nice, but because those are 22 hours, so you can come back at the same time every day and it's reset. But this one you're going to lose a minute or two every day, depending on how fast you are. Okay, so we're going to leave the basement, and we're going to go, upstairs, and we're going to go straight ahead here. This is where it drops you off when you come out of the basement. Always, it always just drops you off right there. So we're going to make a little jog here and go into this mystery door. And now we're actually in the burrow. So that's kind of wacky. Did you do it? Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, they do. So when you do these, they do disappear. So what you end up doing is you kind of end up, sometimes we'll have a, oops, I think I did the wrong thing on that one, sorry. That was yours. So you end up with a kind of a conga line of people kind of going around. See how I'll just stand here and wait. And there it is. See, ta-da! Drop the fellowship, that was smart. So they do respawn pretty quickly, and these are 1 hour. So these you can come back and do every hour, just like you're doing the bobbing for apples and the other stuff. So this is a quick way to get a few extra goodies, and let's see. I got a haunted tree. So out of these boxes that we just did, I got this haunted tree, which is a yard item. So that's where you can, if you're looking for that kind of thing, like if you're looking for the haunted tree, the signs, let me pull up my inventory, because I've been coming through with all of my characters, so I have just about everything, I think. Let me go to my housing bucket. Housing. Yeah, so the haunted tree you can get from these. You can also get the sign roar. You can get the sign danger and the sign turn back. And then there's also the painting of a watchful goblin. And I think there's also the painting of a warg. Let's see, they're not going to be in here because this place isn't scary enough. Let me go back into the haunted burrow real quick. And then I'm going to go over to Wistmead because that's what I promised y'all in my tweet that we were going to do that. But I was going to see if I could see any of those fun things. Oh, those, these candles, is it one there? There's, okay, so these, one of these tables you can get as a housing item from this festival. And there's some melting candle stands. So good. They're one of my favorite items. Okay, so there's the roar sign, that's that circle with the scary looking face on it. There's the danger sign. And opposite that is the turn back sign. They put some cobwebs in front of it so you can't quite see it. It doesn't normally look so cobwebby. So you can get those for your house though. And you get them for free. I mean, they're a drop, but they're a reasonably common drop. Let's see, is there any more? I think there might be some in the front of the house. Oh yeah, so I can't remember where you get that one. Maybe it's one of the things. Maybe you can buy it from the festival person. Let's see. Oh, there's the turn back sign again. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Oh yeah, there's the painting of a whatever ward. That's one of the ones you can get out of the boxes. Not there. There's the roar sign again. There's the danger one. So yeah, so you can kind of get an example of the various things inside the haunted burrow, which is kind of funny. Hello, welcome to the chat. So, all right, so we're running into hour number 2 here. So we've spent the first hour doing Ale Association and in-league deliveries that are available during the festival. Excuse me. And so we went all over Eriador and dropped off things and got ourselves some reputation with the in-league and with the Ale Association. So the other thing I wanted to go to do today was to show you Wistmead. So as we kind of talked about before, when there are festivals, you know, there's generally a couple of locations, right? There's usually something happening in Bree, something happening in Eredluin to the north, something happening in Eredluin to the south. So there's usually something at Thorns area. There's usually something in Kellendim or Duland or both. Sometimes you've got both. There's usually something in Bree and there's usually something at the party tree. So, and then there's like a main location. And in this case, this festival, the main location is the party tree. Time for some dancing on the brawler. Your brawler is going dancing? I like it. Maybe she's like into mosh pits, right? So, okay, so the haunted burrow, as we were just inside there are a bunch of people standing right outside in the area. And you'll notice there's a bunch of quest rings over there. And you'll see on my mini radar, there's a ton of quest rings. So those are the people who are going to give you quests that happen inside the haunted burrow. But a couple of years ago, they added a new area called Wistmead. And you get started, it's through Bingo Boffin. There is 2 Bingo Boffin quest lines that take place during this festival. One of them is called Frightful Tales to Curl the Hair on Your Toes. And that takes you around in this area. It takes you around the party tree. You end up doing a little instance. And then it ends off with like this specter who makes an appearance. And they're like, oh, quit telling us stories. You're just trying to scare us. So that's the first one. And I'll hopefully you'll go through and do that because there's some really cute things in there. And there's some nice callbacks to other festival things, other bingo boffin quest line things. It's nice. It's nicely done. So once you've done that, you'll want to do that first. But then both of them are available. There's a part 2 that's available. So part 2, he's like, go meet me in Wistmead. And so if you ride over here, there is a pony to Wistmead. So it's in that same location where you take those horses for the dwarf racing and the hobbit racing, same area. And that brings you here. So now this place is somewhere in Middle Earth. It doesn't tell you exactly where. They seem to kind of, allude that it is somewhere in or near, somewhere in the Shire is probably the case, because everything in here is Hobbit related. All the storyline stuff is very Hobbity. So it definitely speaks to being in the Shire. Okay, so Bingo Boffin is standing over here, and where am I in this quest line with him? Okay, so the current thing I'm on, I'm finishing up, I'm about halfway through that quest line. So I don't think I'm going to work on that right now because I don't want to spoil it for you all. It's a good quest line though, and I definitely suggest you go through it. It's got some nice storyline to it. The overview of it is that this place is a little creepy, but he's brought the cousins here, and hopefully everybody's having a good time. And he kind of brings up that people don't seem to be having a good time, and even people who are usually very cordial and enjoy lots of things are being grumpy with him, and what the heck is going on. And so it's a little bit of a mystery, and you go and you try and resolve that. And it has a few callbacks to part 1. So you'll want to, so it's nice if you do that one first. Okay, so once you get out to Wistmead, and we did this last week, there's the 2 things to open up what's going on here. You've got Bingo, you talk to him, and that opens up your ability to interact with other boffins. And then while you're here, you will also talk to Walrick Goldworthy over there, kind of by the maze, and that is the person who's credited with creating this whole area as another festival place. So he had people clear out the space, and then he had some hobbits who created the maze, and there's other folks that are here doing festival things. So, but he's been the coordinator of all of this. So then we're going to take a look around at Wistmead, and I'll show you my favorite quests, and I'll show you kind of where I go around. So he has a quest, a frightful lack of spirit. Now, when you're doing Bingo's quests, he often sends you over here to Walrick to kind of have a chat about various things. So that's why that is still sitting there. But we're going to go with a frightful lack of spirit. That's his normal quest. And he says, "It is horrible, just horrible. I have been beset by complaints, and just a moment ago I saw another hobbit sleeping in the field. Have I done something wrong? It seems that no matter what festivities I think of, I cannot impress them. Why don't you try and help them get into the spirit? Show them what spooky fun can be had in Wistmead." So you go around and you help hobbits celebrate in the spirit of the Harvest Festival. So that's one of the ones that I like to pick up. There's 4 here that I do pretty much every day. Ermintrude, I don't. So she's in charge of the wheat maze. Now, if you are familiar with the maze over in Breland, in the Breland Festival grounds, that one, you kind of get to know the maze, and it's got that center area, and you pop in there to get to help the in-league person, or you go and find chickens, or you do a race or whatever. There's a whole bunch of things you can do in that maze. This maze has basically 4 different things you can do, and it's all from her. 2 of them are go through and collect things. So gathering gourds, there's gourds, pumpkins lying around, and you go through and you find them and pick them up. And preventing a murder, there are crows in there, and so you shoo them away. So those are 2 quests that you can go in there and do. You can do those every day. Then there's challenging wheat, and there's cheat of the wheat. So that's where this starts to get a little different, because And actually, I don't think I want to do Haunted Burrow. I want to look for, it's called Tangle Corn, is the name of this maze. And it changes every day. There are 5 different mazes. Let me pull that up. So yeah, so there are, so this is just on the LOTRO wiki is where I pulled this up from. So Tangle Corn, let me go back to the top. So Tangle Corn right there, that is the name of this maze that you're looking for, and that's what it looks like on a spooky night. And it's a hedge maze of corn. So it has 2 different routes each day that you do. So there's the regular route, the challenging route, so challenging wheat, and you would follow what would be the blue line here. It takes you, like for example, maze number 3 that I'm looking at down here at the bottom. You know, it takes you all the way over to the side, and then comes back up, and goes up to the top, and then over here, and then over there, and it's timed, right? So you've got time to do all of that. Now in the maze, though, there are some gaps where it has a slightly it's slightly darker colored spot, and you can see that's what they're trying to show you over here. So here's the normal part, here's the normal part, and here's where it's darker in the middle. You can use those little spots to slip through and cheat your way through. So there's also a cheat version. So you can see then from her, she's got those 2. So you can do the challenging one and you can do the cheat one. And you can do both of those every day as well. So once you've got the mazes memorized, sure, it's not bad for tokens, but I don't have the mazes memorized and I find it more frustrating than enjoyable. So I tend to not do it unless I have a guide who's like, sure, follow me, and then I do it. I think I don't. Do we need that one today? Okay, so the reason why you might want to do the maze, though, is if you are a completionist, as we are, the maze, Wistmead Wheat Maze Deed, if you complete each of them, so maze number 1, complete challenging wheat maze 1, and complete cheat of the wheat maze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each of them. Once you've completed all of that, then you get 5 festival tokens, not bad, and you get a title Maze Master. And then also the number of deeds you've completed also contributes to how many spaces you have in your quest log. So my next quest slot opens up at 40, so I'm 6 away from that. So 6 more deeds, and I will have access to having 44 active quests instead of my current 43. So that also appeals to me. So as I said, the mazes change every day. So I think today we're on maze 2, probably? Probably 2, because we have 1 more to go, and I think it was going to come up on Friday. Also, they don't change at server time. If you can see cheat of the wheat, you've already done challenging wheat for that maze. Oh, okay, yeah. So whatever maze it is today, I've already done it because she won't. You have to do the challenging one before you can even unlock the cheat one. So I've already done this maze, whatever number it is. So yeah, I think we decided that it was Friday was going to be the one when 3 comes up, and it changes at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. server time, not 3 a.m. server time. So just keep that in mind. So it's wacky. Cool. So B4 has put some of the mazes. We know we've been doing Evernight and we've been doing Treebeard mazes. So there's the numbers. Yeah, we keep tracking our kin Discord to help each other out. Okay, so we're not going to do the maze quests. We're just gonna, not even gonna. But Iris Tunneling, I'm going to talk to her. So she has 2 quests, and there's one of them that I like to do every day. It is Wayward Shadows. And she says, misery me, I've heard those quiet little mews around Wistmead again. I have enough to manage already looking after all this. And she gestures to the cats at her feet and more subtly towards Wallerick, the guy who's in charge. She says, in time, I will be glad to see them off to Bree, but for now it seems the festival goers have grown fond of them. Would you go and find a few more of these black cats for me? So we have to go find black cats for Iris Tunneling. Now, the other one that she has that I'm not going to pick up
Stay and have some tea.
is she says, can you help me with a delicate matter? It's called a waste of webs. She says, Mr. Goldworthy took great care to wrap many of the bushes in Wistmead in fine cotton webbing, but I think he has missed an important detail. There are no spiders in Wistmead, or if there were, they're long gone by now. Why don't you go down to Scary and find some spiderlings and put them in this jar, and then if you bring them back here, we can make sure that no one else notices this little mistake. So you have to go down to Scary and pick up spiders. And I don't have a tendency to go to Scary very often, so I don't bother to pick that one up. Okay, but I will show you the other two that I do every day. So if you go kind of, well, go west of where I just was. There's a little group of people here. Now, Begonia Grub, she's the one that gives you, that quest to go trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. And so you can pick it up from her here, you can pick it up from her at the party tree, and you can pick it up from her in the neighborhood and turn it in. So she's in all three of those locations. She's very easy to find. But she's like, she'll ask you, you know, are you ready? I hope big and little folks have laid out all the doormats that I gave them because I plan to put on my best costume and visit every one of them. Will you do the same? Why don't you go put on a costume and gather some treats and then come back and tell me all about it? So I don't pick that up from her. We're going to leave that for the moment. I am going to go over here and talk to Halinard Bunce. He has 2 quests, and I'm going to take both of those. So, an eerie fog.
Good day.
He says, oh, do you have a moment? I've received a lot of feedback on my last few blends of Fog Noggin Ale, and I think I've finally gotten it right. If you'd be so kind, try a sample of my new and hopefully improved Fog Noggin. Once you've had sufficient time to reckon with its complex flavor, tell me what you think of it. I hope I've got the balance right. One hopes.
Could I take a moment of your time?
What? I hope this beer doesn't taste horrible. Good luck. All right, he says, oh, the goblins have returned to Wistmead. I thought we had driven the last of them back to Mount Graham, but it seems the draw of the Harvest Festival has proven too great. Will you take up this club and send them flying out of the Shire? And it's actually gourds that have been dressed up to look like goblins. So that's what we're doing there. Okay, yes, practically guaranteed not to be poisoned, but not guaranteed. So here's our Fog Noggin Ale. So before you can even go running off and do stuff, you have to try his Fog Noggin Ale. So we're going to try the ale. So what we have are, we need to go find 4 black cats. It says, whoa, what was in that draft? Find 4 black cats. Knock Goblin Gourds out, 6 of those. We need to help hobbits, 6 of them, celebrate the spirit of the Harvest Festival. And now we need to shake off the effects of this Fog Noggin Ale. Now, you'll notice that my screen is shifting back and forth. I have turned off all the other post-processing effects because I like to see what I'm doing. You can put it on and it's funny, your screen gets all fuzzy and clicking on these things is hilarious. But I also wanted to have it open so that way you can see all these things because there's some fun little jokes in here as well, especially if you've done other festivals and other quests and such in the early parts of the game. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to drink the Steaming Stein, though, and that will help us with the effects. So that's one of those things. Oh, hey, there's a person standing here. Hey, person standing here. I'm going to use one of these trickeries on you. So when you open up that chest in the basement, there is a small chance that you'll get a quest that will give you a painted horse. A horse that's painted to look like a skeleton. Here, I'll run over there. So there's a small chance you might get a quest which gives you that horse right there. The other one you have to buy from the store. There's the green kind of glow-in-the-dark looking one, and then there's one that's painted in red. Those you have to buy from the LOTRO store, but the white one you can get from the box. Yes, the skeletons are cleverly disguised as horses. Or the horses are disguised as skeletons. You be the judge. Here's a spiritless hobbit. I'm gonna say boo. Boo! That's what you do, is you run up to a hobbit and you go, boo! That's funny. He says, oh, fiddlesticks. All right, here is a stomped shrew. Let's take a look. It says, what have so many careless boots wrought? Sudden terror grips you and you feel more alert. And then sometimes it knocks you over. All right, here is a Goblin Gourd. Here, take a look at this silly thing. See, it's dressed up to look like a goblin with funny ears and a nose there and stuff. So we take our little club, head-removing club that we were given, and we're able to knock that thing out of here. All right, let me stand up again. All right, here's another gourd. So we'll knock that one. And here is a spiritless hobbit, so we'll say boo to her. That's kind of what it sounds like. It's funny. Now the gourds return pretty quickly, so you should be able to find 6 of them without too much trouble. Oh, here's a bat. Let's see. Oh, you can use F10 to select them. Well, this is what sort of vile illusion is this? Sudden terror grips you and you feel more alert. Sorry, what was that? Oh, shift. Okay, shift F10 will help you cycle through nearby things, I'm hearing. So, like, I can go around and select various people and gourds and whatnot. But if you're, like, this kind of distance, I've noticed, I can generally click on them as well, and then I just run up and click the gourd knocker. You're sensitive to that effect, so you normally ignore the quests. Yeah, it's really awesome that we can turn that off. So, oops, that's not the right button. Control O to get me to my options. And if you just type in post processing effects is what you're looking for. Hi, just right. And it's under UI settings here. I'm pretty sure. Nope, must be advanced graphics. There it is. So I just type in the word post, and it's like, obviously the highlights is either going to be here or here. And there's post processing effects. And so if I have it on, you can see everything. I lose the color, like it does that weird stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take that back off. And so it still makes the world shift back and forth a little bit. But yeah, I turn it off so that way I can see, and like I don't necessarily want all those effects sometimes. So awesome. I'm glad to be able to give you something that makes your play experience better. I appreciate the great amount of options that they do give us, in the game. Okay, so there we've got another stomped shrew that will cause us to faint. So we're gonna see if we can sneak into this spiritless hobbit. Ooh, goodness me, what a fright, he says. And my little hobbit, she's like ducking. Ah. Here's another spiritless hobbit. And the spiritless hobbits tend to lose their spirit again pretty quickly. So, although now it says spirited hobbit, but he'll lose his spirit quickly and he'll be back. So if I just wanted to stand there and do the same person over and over again, I could. Don't have to, but I could. See? Look at that. He's back already. Kicking a gourd. Oh, fiddlesticks, you got me. Okay, so you see I'm just kind of wandering around, and I can't really show you an overhead map here, but there's kind of various areas. We came in over in that area, and Bingo is... Where's Bingo? Bingo of the Boffins. So there's kind of like a road, a thoroughfare here. Let me go get a stand on it. Okay, so there's kind of this road that we came in on. We came in there, there's Bingo, and then if you ride up to here, that's where you find Fog Noggin Boy. And if you go over there, that's where you find the maze. Excuse me. And if you look over this way, there's a little tent. There's a few things happening over there, mostly boffins. When you go through the maze, it kicks you out the back. So you either end up coming out, like you have to ride around it. So you either come out over here, or you end up coming out over here. So just to kind of give you a little, guidance of where to find things. So this little patch here is kind of like a little mini graveyard. It's kind of cute. So there's a black cat there. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations for black cats. Okay, cool. There's a little map of Wistmead at LOTRO on the LOTRO wiki. So here's one of the black cats, and you'll notice this other person on this elk is was kind of riding back and forth, because if you have a bunch of people looking for the black cats all at once, you notice they disappear, and I feel like they used to take longer to respawn. And they don't always respawn in the same place. Like they're in those 5 places, but not always. So it could be that, you know, it spawns in one of multiple places, but not all 5 at the same time. So that's one of the locations that you'll want to check. And that one is a popular one. People who are looking for the black cats generally grab that one. So over here we have the Ghost of the Ghost. So if you've done the quest in Tookborough, where up in the library, where the ghost of old Took is in there and they're not happy and you have to go get them some boar meat and that doesn't work, and you get some fireworks and that doesn't work. Those kind of spoilers, sorry. And then after a while it turns out that it's just a squirrel. So they thought it was the ghost of old Took, but really it's just a squirrel. So this is the ghost of the ghost of old Took that might help you with the effects of Fog Noggin Ale. Could it be the ghost of the old Took? So I like that one. That one's one of my favorite little jokes. I think I actually used that picture of that guy on my tweet today. All right, here's another spiritless hobbit. So this is a great little spot because there's 3 things you can get here. Gracious me, has the fog noggin gone to my head? So you can get a spiritless hobbit, you can get one of the effects of the fog noggin knocked away, and you might get a black cat. So that's really handy space. Now after you're done here though, there's a little lake if you go straight back from the from that little graveyard. And this area will have a black cat hanging out by that tree. And it does show up as a circle. See, it just showed up as a circle there on my map. So I can run over here and pick up this black cat. But if I come back out of that tree area and look a little bit to my left, there's a little pond or something going on over here. And you've got Esmeralda Boffin chilling out. You've got a festival goer. You've got a spiritless hobbit who, if you still need to do that quest, he'll have a ring and you can help give him some spirity cheer. There's a black cat that hovers around this area that I'm standing at. And if you go into the water, the cold, murky water helps of the bog seems to help. They say you can hear stories in the water, but I'll not go sticking my head in a bog. Sounds like sound advice. Don't be sticking your head in the boggy water. Good call. Oh, so you can see that the black cat reappeared over here. So we'll go ahead and grab him, but I think that's my 4th one. That is my 4th one. Cool. So the last place that the black cat might appear is over there. See, there's a really big tree right there. If you go around the other side of that tree, there's a black cat that hangs out back there. And that one is not found as often. That's one that you can possibly find in and sneak and get, you know, without having to fight with other people to get it. Yes, ancient Shire wisdom. Avoid sticking your head in the boggy water. Yeah. Okay, so frightful lack of spirit, I'm done. Wayward Shadows, got all the cats. Eerie Fog, we haven't done. We're missing one. And Gourds and Goblins. There are a number of ways you can shake off the effects. So we saw the Ghost of the Old Took, or the Ghost of the Old Took. We saw a stomped shrew. We saw a bat. There's a spider over there. That might do it. We went into the water. That woke us up a little bit. And then there's 2 other things that if you are struggling to do, you can do a slash slap on yourself. So just type slash slap. Ouch, you slap yourself on the cheek, but you feel a bit better. And that worked. And the other one is push-ups. You can do push-ups and it's like, oh, you feel invigorated, or something to that effect. So those are 2 that you can do on your own if you are having trouble finding enough effects to get rid of, enough ways to get rid of the effects on you. Okay, so we did Waloric, his frightful lack of spirit. We did that. He's like, well, I can hear the hoots and cheers from here. Perhaps I was a little too hasty in my thinking. Thank you, that will be all. He gives me 3 tokens. Thanks, buddy. And we'll go over here to Iris and give her her cats. And she says, good gracious. As much as I enjoy having them around for the Harvest Festival, it will be a great relief when this is all over. Once I get back to Staddle, that woman from Bree can have the lot of them. Oh, but perhaps I'll keep one for myself. All right, so we turned that into her, and again, we're not going to pick up her other quest. Now, if you hadn't gotten all of your Goblin Gourds yet, she's got one right next to her here, and there's one right across this little path from her. So you've got 2 Goblin Gourds right here that if you are, if you're missing that, you can grab that. Can you do all 6 of them in a row, or is there a cooldown? Each one only counts once. So you can do the slap and you can do the push up, but that's 2. I don't know of other emotes. Those are the only 2 emotes I know that you could do that count for that. So you still have to find 4 other things. So like the Stein that was there, the shrew that was over there, the bat that's in the middle of the walkway over there, the water, and there's spiders all over the place. It doesn't take long. Oh, and there's a pie over by the boffins. Eat the pie. That's another one. So there's plenty of ways you can get rid of the effects, which is nice. Okay, so we have these 2 that we can turn back into him. So an eerie fog.
Oh, good day.
Not my best, huh? I've heard so much about it now that I'm a bit hesitant to try it myself. That's really sad. Here, drink this. It probably won't kill you. Oh, well, I'll brew up a new batch. I hope you'll be willing to give it another try soon. I'm not confident, but yeah, I probably will tomorrow. Gourds and Goblins.
Hello there.
Old Gold Thimble must have felt quite the shock when Brandobus the Bull Roarer swung his club, don't you think? I'll have more gourds carved soon enough. I must say, I much prefer these to actual goblins. So this is one of the ones that gives you virtue experience. So you get your 3 Fall Festival tokens, and you get 50 virtue experience. So there's a couple of those that are kind of hidden in here that give you virtue experience, which is really nice that they include that in festivals. Now, if we had our 10, we could go to Rosa Hornblower, she's right here on the end, and turn our quest into our 10 wrapper.
help you find
But we don't.
something
But we
for
can, go shopping if there's stuff we wanted to do there. Not going to do that right now. We are going to go back over, because I'll show you actually, I'm going to show you trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. So we're going to go trick-or-treating. So if I wanted to leave here and go back to the party tree, though, there is a horse right here. It does that same kind of instant travel back. So, all right, let's go trick-or-treating. Or tricks and trickery, treats and trickery. So I am going to go to my house. I'm going to travel to my personal house because when you first talk to Begonia Grub, she has a quest for you that is basically, hey, will you participate? And you're like, sure, I'll participate. And she's like, awesome, here, have a treat mat to put out at your house. And so our kin is awesome, and we put treat mats all over our neighborhood. So in our neighborhood, so you see how there's houses, like that's a house, that's a house, that's a house, that's a house. So, and notice I'm over here. So all of our houses, except for like 1 or 2, and those are people who aren't in the kinship who bought houses in our neighborhood because they're silly. All of these houses, we have treat mats out. And so you can go trick-or-treating from one house to the next. It's pretty awesome. You know what I didn't do? I didn't pick up the quest. We're going to go do that. So first, I'm going to go back to the middle of town. It's so far. Because remember, I said we can find her in the neighborhood, as well as at the party tree and in Wistmead. So I am going to go over here. And there she is. Ta-da! All right, so we did a promise of treats and trickery. That's where we promised to put out a treat mat, and she gave us a box, and we opened it up, and it had a treat mat in it. So that's what we put out at our house. And when you do that, each one of the characters you have, you can do that quest. And so I did. Each one of my characters has done the quest. So each one of them got one of these treat mats. So you can see I've got in my storage here, I've still got like the apple goblins, I've got licorice twists, jam tarts, int bark, and another licorice twists. Because I am the kinship owner, and so I put one at our kin house, and then I also have a side kin in this neighborhood, and so I put one at that house, and then I put one at my house, and so that used up 3 of my treat mats, and so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of options. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up her treats
I take a moment of your time?
trickery. And she says, are you ready? Oh yeah, we talked about this before. She's like, all right, go trick-or-treating and then come tell me about it. So we're going to accept that. Now there's a little glitch here. I don't know, I suppose we should put in a bug report, but I don't feel like I need to. Collect treats while in costume, 8 of 6. Because I usually collect 8. I've done it before. Maybe that's why it's bugging out. It's reflecting my previous state. But okay, so let me actually mount up. So we're gonna go back over to my house because I know a great little route. Now, there are 8 different treats. I only need to collect 6, just collect them to satisfy her. But I'm gonna go ahead and collect all 8 because I'm working on some deeds, as I'm sure you're shocked to know. Okay, so now if I run up here and I click on it, it's gonna say requirements not met. I can't just run up and collect these treats because, okay, it requires wearing a costume. I'm not wearing a costume. You also cannot have the effect don't be greedy apple goblins, because these are the apple goblins. And you must have completed the quest, a promise of treats of trickery. I've done that. Okay, so I'm gonna put on a costume. There are 2 different ways you can do this. There are costumes that you can buy that are a single use. They last for like an hour. And if you take it off, it's off for good. Like you can't get it back. But they only cost like 1 festival token for a box of 3 of them. So it's pretty good deal in that regard. And they look goofy. Oh, thanks, Blackberry Bear. I'm glad. They said it's so nice of your kin to put out their mats. You got all tricked out in our neighborhood. That's fantastic. Like, yay. Yeah, there's like 6 different deeds you can do that involve this treats and trickery. So having access to all of the mats is really handy. So we are so glad to be able to provide this to Treebeard, provide this service. And we just have so much fun. And yeah, we're a very social, kind of crowd. So our kin likes to have fun. So yay, I'm so glad. Okay, so I am missing a costume. So I could use one of the grab bag costumes, or I went and bought one, because you can buy them, for mithril coins. And this one is permanent. I have it, it's a skill, Guise of Gandalf the Grey. And I can put it on and take it off as many times as I want. Now, it does have some limitations. I can't get mounted. So I can't mount up and run around and collect the treats. I have to actually run and do it. But man, check out that costume, man. I look good. Nobody'd know I was a hobbit. It looks great. All right, so I'm gonna pick up now. See, I have no restrictions. However, I've now picked up those, and it gives me a little thing. Don't be greedy, apple goblins. Has a duration of 3 minutes. So I cannot pick up any more apple goblins for 3 minutes. And if I hover over it, it says that. Cannot use with effect, don't be greedy, apple goblins. So I am going to run up the hill. You have to have mithril coins to get that from the barter. Yes, so I bought this one for mithril coins. And yes, you use LOTRO points to buy mithril coins. And mithril coins go on sale from time to time. So I keep an eye out for that, and then I make sure I buy mithril coins when they're on sale in anticipation of the Halloween event. So the permanent costumes do cost mithril coins. However, if you just want to use the grab bag temporary one, those are just for the festival tokens. So that doesn't cost you anything except for festival tokens, like 1 festival token, and it gives you 3 costumes. So that can take you through 3 days worth of this trick-or-treating. And like I said, it lasts for like an hour. So you could trick-or-treat. You could literally just keep going around in a circle and around and around and around for an hour and collect treats. So I'll show y'all. I have collected these treats here. So I've got apple goblin. I've got a mint turtle. Oh, I've got a scroll in my way. Let's get that out of here. I've got a jam tart. I've got a licorice twist. I've got a Midgewater marshmallow. I've got Bochance. That's not a treat. I mean, it's a treat for me, I suppose, not for my recipient on the other end of my arrow. I've got honey bears. All right, here I'm going to grab some ent bark. And it's fun if you want, like the things themselves are kind of cute. Like I like the treat mats. I like the variation that they put into to these. The Tom Bombadil costume is great. Here's some Mad Baggins gold. That one's funny. Okay, so now I probably still have that effect on the apple goblins. There it is, the last one. So I've got 30 seconds before I can pick up the apple goblins again. So I could take off my costume, ride over to my house, stand around, whatever. I can run over there. I mean, because I've got my hunter skill on, you know, Gandalf's pretty zippy here. Oh my gosh. So one of our kinmates got the Sarah Oakart costume, and she's running around in it, and she's a Bjorning. And so she put on Wanderlust, and so she is like Sarah Oakart, like, it was fantastic. Oh, the Extra Life stuff. Yes, we do have links for the Extra Life. Hang on. Let me just scroll back. Oh, yeah, awesome. Be-Force fast about it. So yes, so there is Speedy Sarah. It was great. It was like Four Nost Sarah. So yes, Extra Life is happening. So we'll come back. I'll review that real quick. That yes, we are raising money to support Boston Children's Hospital, and I will have the fundraiser going up there. Hey, I'm up to 70. Oh, thank you, whoever. Oh, for the donations. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. Yay! And it's good because I mean, the Children's Hospital, they don't turn anybody away, you know, regardless of their financial situation. So it is really good. Hey, there's a Sarah Oakart. Nice. I say, have you seen any magic rings or magic balls or fancy balls? Oh, you probably have it. Where's your Palantir ball? I wonder if you can do that effect while you're in your Oakart character. It's so funny when we wear these costumes because the effects are weird. So like if I try to, what was I trying? I was playing music, but do I have an instrument? Yeah, there you go. Look at Sarah. Look at her playing music. Like it just hovers because the arms don't move. So it's fantastic. Oh, so anyway, so Extra Life is happening there. Oh my gosh, just right. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for that. So yes, so I'm raising, helping the team raise money for Boston Children's Hospital, and if you go to the LOTRO forums, there is a link. Let's post that link again to the forums. Do you have that handy? To the list of goodies in the forum. The stuff you can get. So if you make a donation like that, thank you. Then you can send Cordovan, who's the SSG community manager, send him a message over on the LOTRO forums and let him know, what your donation was and who which team member you donated to, if you remember. And it is a great cause. I'm pleased to be a part of this because I think it is worth it. I mean, I have children, they're grown, and I'm very grateful that I never needed to spend a lot of time in hospitals with them. But I mean, I didn't spend 0 time at hospitals with them. So I am grateful that children's hospitals are out there and assisting kids with much more critical things than my children had to deal with. So anyway, so send a message to Cord, let him know your donation and what you want for that donation, and you get goodies that you can have in the game, including cosmetic pets, titles, mounts, and if you donate at the 50 level or above, there's a cosmetic pet, I think it's Tome of the Gray Cat. So cute. So pretty awesome stuff. So make sure you send Cord a message. What's that? Did you find the link? Awesome. Yes. Follow that link to the forums and pick out what you want and then send Cord a message and he'll get you hooked up. He's going to start giving stuff out, like he does it in batches. So I think he's not going to start giving the stuff out until November, maybe, because we're going to do the game day November 6th, where we're probably going to collectively stream here on this channel for, however long it is. We're going to stream like 24 hours or whatever. Or we'll cover most of it, at least, I think. Because we've got people in all sorts of time zones. So we should be able to cover definitely Europe and the US pretty well. Not sure if we'll be able to cover Oceanic. So, you've donated every year, says Martin. This year is especially important for me as your family was hit hard with cancer last year. Ouch. But doing well now. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's doing well now. Yes, and even though this is more for children, children should not have to suffer horribly like your wife had to. Indeed. And and there's so many people, like the way the healthcare system is set up in the US is not structured. Yeah, it's not structured in a way to not put the financial burden on those who are physically suffering as well. So, so whatever financial support, can be given to people who need those services to be able to get those services. And so the hospital being able to just provide without having to worry about whether a patient's family can pay or not. Let's take that burden off of people, right? Like, if you have to go to the hospital, you should be able to go to the hospital without worrying about also, do you have a home to come home to? So, oh my gosh, look at that. Playing cowbell. Do you have a fever? Does it require more cowbell? Have a fever for more cowbell. Thankfully, that is not a hospitalization version of fever. Okay, so now you'll notice that the only effects I have left on me are for the treasure chests. So I can go back around. I'm going to do one more round of trick-or-treating here real quick. Or treats and trickery, I should say. So yes, thank you, Martin. Thank you for supporting as well. That's fantastic. You all are awesome. You really are. I love the LOTRO community, and I know everybody has very different financial situations, and I very much am cognizant of, some people are able to donate financially and some people are not, and that is absolutely okay. I never want anybody to feel like they have to, put in money in order to be a valued member of any community. So I'm grateful that those who can do, and we all get to benefit by being a part of this fantastic community. So thank you for those of you who do donate and add that and bring that to being a part of our community. So it's good stuff. LOTRO people are good people, mostly. Yeah, healthcare in the USA is setting up a GoFundMe account when things go wrong. So that shouldn't be how things are. Luckily, you didn't have to, as you have good insurance. That's good. It still cost you $20,000 though through everything, and you had savings. Yeah, right? Yeah, you are, like you say, you're grateful that you could afford it, and there are so many people who could not. And $20,000, that's actually kind of low, isn't it? Right? Because you have good insurance. It's one thing that it's like so much peace of mind to me living here in the Netherlands that even though not everything is covered, but most things are covered or covered mostly. And that's fantastic. I know if I ever was in a situation where, knock wood, I don't ever find myself in that situation, but, if either of us were to have something like cancer or dialysis or something very intensive like that, that we would be able to be taken care of because we have insurance here, because everybody has insurance here. And if you can't afford insurance here, insurance is cheaper for you or free. Like students can definitely pay less than somebody who's working full time and making, multiple figures. So yeah, I appreciate the philosophy here of healthcare. Which is, again, yet another reason why I'm glad to be supporting the Children's Hospital there, because, yeah, we know how things are over there. We grew up in the U.S. So. All right, so I am going to take off my costume. So I push that button and it removes the costume. Also, if I'd gotten injured, like if I went into battle or something, if I get even one piece of damage, it takes the costume off of me. Okay, so Begonia Grub. I went and collected at least 6
How do
treats.
you do?
And she says, "You did it? Oh, how grand that my plan has come off. Tell me all about it. Which treats did you get? Did you try any of them? I must hear everything, everything." So we'll go ahead and finish that. And that does count as one of my 10 quests of the day for the festival daily wrapper. So that's really nice too. Now I'm going to pull up Treats or Trickery, clearing the table. Oh, so there's a couple of Treats or Trickeries that I'm working on right now. There's sevenfold foray, where you complete a week's worth of Treats and Trickery. So I've done this 4 times. I've done this quest 4 times. I have completed a couple of Treats and Trickery. So let's see. I finished First Harvest, which was complete Treats or Trickery, which is the sampler. So I think that's like eating 8 or 6. Oh, this one's Just a Taste. Just a Taste is try one of each of them. I think that first one is eat 6 different ones, maybe. Or maybe just go and do Treats or Trickery ones. Oh, actually go do a treating. And then this one is second helping, so you consume 20 total. 20 total. So I am working on these 2 that are a little more intensive, which is, so do 7 days of trick-or-treating, and I've done 4. And this one is eat 20 of each of them. So I have now 2 of each. So for example, the apple goblins, you can see I've had 6. So that's going to change to 7. So I just kind of go down the row because there's a small timer on each one. You know, kind of like opening a scroll. So I'm just nomming through. You can hear she's like making those munching noises. It's really funny. But you can see my numbers are going up here. And so eventually I will have eaten 20 of each. And when I get to that point, then I will finish this deed called Clearing the Table, and I will earn the title All Tricked Out. So there we go. Now I could go and do more trick-or-treating if I wanted to. But since I'm going to do 3 more days of going around, I don't feel like I'm in any hurry to do it. So I'm just taking my time with that. Also, so the 7-day thing you have to do during the festival because that's when she's here. And some of the other ones I think you have to do because you need her. But the eat 20 of each, you don't need to be in the festival for that to happen. It's kind of like the fireworks one. You know, you let off 40 of each of the fireworks or whatever it is. You can do that anytime as long as you have the stuff. So our neighborhood, we're probably going to leave the treats out over, you know, most of the year. And so people can come through and still be gathering treats. As long as you have a costume, you can gather treats. So that one's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not about the rewards for you, and you pretty much have all the goodies from the previous year. So the new cat, though, I'm pretty excited about the new cat, which is the new cat cosmetic pet. That's going to be cool. I am looking forward to getting that. So yeah, you can buy costumes and throw them in your vault. She does not sell the costumes, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna go over to the party tree and I'll show you who does. Yeah, I'm just using up some of my emotes. Those are also deeds. Oh, what are those called? Like consume consumables. So like potent bird seed, I have done it 2 times out of 300. But they give you free ones, you know, when you open up the chest. From time, you know, it's a random assortment of which ones you get. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the party tree. That's another great thing about being in the neighborhood is I could just go to the stable master, the far-ranging stable master, and they have the party tree. It's like, oh, so good. All right, so I'm gonna go back over towards that haunted burrow area. Ooh, look, they've dyed up their costume. That's a good one. Looks like they've done it maybe in burgundy. Good call. Okay, so here's Begonia Grub that we were just talking to in the neighborhood. She's very speedy. And behind her is Mogo Brace Girdle, the costumer.
Can I help you?
And he's the
find
one that
something,
I bought my costume for Mithril coins from. However, you can scroll down and you've got 2 options of things that you can buy with festival tokens. So one of them is the basic costume grab bag, and it gives you 3 costumes, and those are single use only. So when you first log in and you do, it's like, hey, this festival is happening, and you complete that quest, you get a bag of them. I've lost mine. I'm like, I don't know how I've lost mine. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let me go and pull that out. So when you first log in, it'll give you this, or no, I think it's when you complete the quest with her, she gives you 3. Maybe that's what it is. So you get a box of these 3 basic grab bag costumes. So when you click on it, puts on a costume, and you get one of these random ones. So like, that's one of them. So it's just kind of raggedy looking. There's one that's kind of spiky looking. There's another one that kind of reminds me of I think it's supposed to look like an orc, but it reminds me of like a punk rocker. So if you need more of those, you can come to this guy and buy another pack of 3 of these grab bag costumes for 1 festival token. So that's a really good deal. So you can, the one person said, you could just stock up on these costumes and have them ready and just kind of be like, okay, I need to do 7 days of trick-or-treating, or, I need to do whatever. And, just have the costumes there and vault them if you need to. But yes, oh my gosh, the Tom Bombadil costume, I got that one on, I think on Laurel Inn, and he skips around. So he's got the hat and he's got the boots and, and everything, and he just skips around. And when you jump, he just kind of goes, whee, and then you jump back down. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The Tom Bombadil one, it's so good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the Gandalf one though. That one's cool. I'm really glad I got that one. The reason I got the Gandalf one is because if you look at these, they're different prices. And so Gandalf is 50, Gandalf the White is 75, Goldberry is 50, Tom Bombadil's 125. So that one's an investment, but it's really worth it. Durin the Sixth is 50, Karsgar is 50, Saruman is 75, Gollum is 75. Man, the Gollum is pretty good. I don't want it, but I find it really fascinating. He leaps around and stuff. He's like bloop, 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 bloop. It looks almost like a frog. You can get Skorgrim Dowerhand. That one's good, and that one's only 25. Sarah Oakhart's only 25, and those are both really good costumes, actually. Amarthiel, I got that one, I think on Evernight, and that one's 50. That one's a good one. Mordrith is 50, and the Witch King of Angmar is so good, and that one's 100. So, and that one, I don't know if anybody's wearing it right now around here. No, nobody's wearing it. But yeah, it's very big, and the face is all covered and stuff. Oh, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, get a whole gang of Tom Bombadils running around and jumping through the air, and oh, it's a treat. It's good. Oh, is that a grab bag costume? No, I'm not sure. So anyway, so we've got our little grab bag costume. So you can just pop over here to the costumer, and that's where you can get the ones that you can buy from Mithril coins, and then also the temporary ones if you need them. Okay, so you have Gandalf and Mordrith. Oh, nice. Yeah, we could just have like a little gang of Gandalfs running around, right? That'll be funny. Oh, somebody in our group has a toddler with a cold. Oh, good luck with that. That's at least it's not the flu. Oh my gosh, my baby had the flu when she was like 1 or something where it's like they don't have the words to be able to express what's going on, and they're too young to understand. Like if you were to explain, well, it's a bug, it'll go, just drink some water, we need to do this to help you get through this better, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's, that was tough. That was a rough night. Okay, so yeah, we went and we checked out Wistmead, we took the horse over there, and we also did the Ale Association and in-league delivery quests. So we accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish today. So there we go. Next week, we have 1 more week of festival during my streams, and then the festival will be gone. But you've got, what is today? The 21st, and the festival goes through, I think it's the 3rd. Let's pull that up. Festival. So Five Road Jedi has his guide out, as always, and it's fantastic. So, okay, so November 2nd is really your last full day because, yeah, it ends, at 3 a.m. on November 3rd. So don't really count November 3rd as a day of doing festival. It's really November 2nd that's kind of the last day. You've got like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Yeah, I would say like just over a week and a half to get in here, get all the stuff, get all the wrappers, finish the wrappers, get your Figments of Splendor, because every time you complete one of those mega wrappers, you get Figments of Splendor, which is super awesome. Like this, not that one, this one, I'll get another 1,000 Figments of Splendor once I complete the Spirited Harvest, which I will do today. So that's pretty exciting. So keep an eye on your Figments of Splendor too. Make sure you don't overload or you'll be sad because then they don't go over. 10,000 is your limit. So go spend them. Okay, so yeah, so next week then I want to spend some time here at the Haunted Burrow, and I'll show you the different quests that are in there and how to find the various people or the various, jars and whatnot that you're looking for. All right, so are there any other questions in the chat that you had? Was there anything that that you were hoping that I would cover today and I did not, or any questions that were outstanding? I'll reload that. Cool. I'll go ahead and close that. Okay, cool. I'm not seeing anything, so unless somebody's furiously typing. Again, a huge thank you to everybody who donated in Extra Life. That's fantastic. Again, we'll have that rolling for another probably 3 or 4 weeks. So you've got time to donate or time to spread the word and all of that. And get your goodies from Cordovan. That'll be awesome. And I'll be back next week for more of the Harvest Festival. So be sure to tune in, bring any questions that you do have, and I'm happy to answer them. And if I don't know the answers, I will do what I can to help find the resources to find those answers for you. So thank you all for joining me on this fun little adventure we had today. And as you know, I enjoy my time in Middle Earth. I was listening to Lord of the Rings again today, and then I started listening to Professor Corey talking about Lord of the Rings. So yeah, I definitely enjoy being able to immerse myself in Middle Earth. So hopefully you found this stream enjoyable and informative. Oh, and I forgot to point out, this is a cardigan I'm working on, so it's color changing. So there's my newest craft project for those of you who are enjoying following along the crafting journey also. So Middle Earth journey, outside of Middle Earth journey. It's really chunky and it's a little scratchy. I don't know. We'll see how it comes together. Yeah, it is fall colors. It's actually a dark green on the top and then kind of a goldish mustardy and then like kind of a sandy color at the bottom. So yeah, we'll see how that comes together. It's my first article of clothing. I mean, like a shawl and a scarf. Those are kind of clothing, but you know what I mean. So, okay. All right. I'm going to go. So wherever you go and whatever you do, I do encourage you to stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart. All right. Okay. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you later. All right. Bye now. Bye.